boosting your brain performance. Today, I'm excited to introduce to you a special series that will certainly be of great value to your personal growth and development, the Brain Care series. Come to think of it, which part of your entire body is responsible for your personal growth? Your brain is your command center and your control system. It is responsible for every step that you take. Your creativity, your problem-solving ability, your communication ability, your self-awareness, emotional regulations, all rely on your brain. You also need to know that the brain is made up of cells called neurons. Once these cells die, they are dead. Unlike other cells in the body, they do not renew themselves, they do not divide, and the brain cannot replenish them. Recent research have shown two exceptions, the part of the brain that is responsible for smell and the one that is responsible to remember information, but more research is being done on those areas. It is therefore important that you preserve your brain cells to live a better life. This is the time that you start being the pilot of your brain and not just a passenger. My intention with this series is to make you become aware of your brain. Like, how many times in a week, a month, or a year do you stop or pause for a second to think about what you can do to improve your brain health? And remember, it is what you love with, what you learn with, what you read with, and what you do whatever you want with. Dr. Daniel Amen, a psychiatrist, made a very funny comment in one of his videos. Your brain helps you to get a girl and to keep her, not to act like an idiot. Before we start this series, I need to let you know that everything that I'm going to talk about is based on proven scientific research. If not so, I'll have to let you know. The first episode of Brain Care series that I'm going to tackle is brain foods. Being a food scientist and a nutritionist, I wanted to start in my area of expertise. Brain foods are foods that are vital for your brain functioning. I'll start with the cheapest and readily available component, water. Water takes about 75% of your brain, and scientific research shows that a drop of 2 to 4%, depending on an individual, produces neurological symptoms, which includes fatigue, confusion, difficulty in concentration, memory loss, and reduced attention span. What are some of the functions of water? Water helps your brain cells to communicate with others, which is the main function of your brain. It clears toxins and wastes that impairs your brain functions. It also carries nutrients to your brain. Therefore, try as much as possible to always keep hydrated. The next nutrient that I'm going to talk about is omega-3 and omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acids. Research review shows that over 20% of your brain's overall weight is made up of polyunsaturated fatty acids. And omega-3 fatty acid is the most important one. It increases your cognitive functions, the ability to think, learn, and remember. It also boosts blood flow to your brain. Generally, everything that boosts your brain blood flow is important. Our main aim is to prevent our brain cells from dying. And when the brain cells are well oxygenated, when they are well supplied with nutrients, and when the waste and toxins are removed, then they stay alive. Low omega-3 fatty acids can make you have some mental conditions such as depression, bipolar disorder, and attention deficit. Omega-6 fatty acid is also important for your brain functioning. What are some of the foods that are rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids? Fish, especially oily fish, have high concentration of omega-3 fatty acids. Fish like salmon, shrimps, tuna, and locally in Kenya, we have Nile perch, which is said to have the highest concentration of omega-3 fatty acid. And research is still being done on this area, I have to be clear. But if you can get Nile perch in Kenya, then you're sorted. We also have sardine. Sardine in Kenya is, the local name is omena. Omena also give omega-3 fatty acids. Then we have fish eggs, also known as caviar. They have high amount of omega-3 fatty acids. Fish like tilapia is known to have a lot of omega-6 fatty acids. So that is also important for your brain functioning. Then other foods include avocado, eggs, nuts, coconuts, dark chocolate, soybeans, cod liver oil, kidney beans, wheat germ, flaxseed, hemp seed, chia seed, soybeans, walnut, almond, virgin olive oil. The next component I'll talk about is antioxidants. Antioxidants are not necessarily nutrients, but they are vital for the brain functioning. Brain is generally sensitive to oxidative stress, yet it is the most metabolically active organ in your body, producing free radicals. Antioxidants are able to capture these free radicals to reduce oxidative stress. This prevents cell damage. Now, which are the foods that are rich in antioxidants? Majorly, they are dark, deep colored fruits and vegetables, which include black and blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, beetroot, spinach, artichokes, carrots, orange potatoes, kales, red cabbage, beans. Yeah. The next category I'm going to talk about is micronutrients, which include both vitamins and minerals. There are several micronutrients that are important, and each individual have its own function. So most of the time we are told to take a lot of fruits and vegetables because those are the major sources of micronutrients. I'll only mention vitamin A and D. When you have low levels of vitamin A, then you'll experience brain atrophy, which is the death of the brain cells, the neurons. The main sources of vitamin A includes liver, cod liver oil, salmon, carrot, kale, spinach, broccoli, orange, sweet potatoes. We have tomatoes, red bell pepper, mangoes, fish oils, milk, eggs, yeah. And the sources of vitamin D are also almost similar, and you find that most of them are good in polyunsaturated fatty acids. We have salmon, sardine, cod liver oil, canned tuna, egg yolk, mushrooms, beef liver, swordfish, yeah, generally oily fish. African leafy vegetables have got high amounts of micronutrients, and if you are able to take variety of African leafy vegetables, then you'll find yourself having enough micronutrients that are needed by your body. The next category I need to talk about is supplements. Supplements are very important, especially if you are unable to get your daily recommended amount of nutrients. For example, if you are a vegetarian and you have low levels of fatty acids, then it is recommended that you get supplements. You can have high purity algae oil as a supplement. There are also other supplements like vitamin D, we have saffron, but ensure that before you use a supplement, you go for checkup so that you know your levels of that particular nutrients that you're looking for. Actually, there's a new research that found that those who take vitamin D supplements have 40% less risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. You have to note that supplements can be good, but they cannot replace food. They are not biologically active as food. As much as you go for supplements, you have to also ensure that you take nutrient-rich foods that can supply you with the nutrients that your body requires. You also need to take probiotics. Probiotics are foods that are rich in good bacteria. For example, the yogurts. Brain is very sensitive to inflammatory conditions, and you find that when you have infection, your guts, the digestive system, especially the upper part, is usually inflamed. So if you can reduce those inflammations, then you are doing better to your brain. Generally, when you're making diet choices, go for the Mediterranean diet. It is not only good for your brain, but your entire system. Mediterranean diet is full of healthy foods, which includes whole grains, fruits and vegetables, seafoods, healthy fats, and the secret is when you have variety of foods, then you'll get the nutrients that your body requires. Now let's get to the don'ts. There are some things that we ingest that affects our brain. One of them is alcohol. Alcohol kills your brain cells. Several scans show that the brain of those who take alcohol look older. Marijuana also kills your brain cells, and your brain looks older when you take marijuana. And also smoking affects your brain. So alcohol, marijuana, cigarettes affects your brain. They kill your brain cells and they make your brain to look older. Sugars. When you take a lot of sugars, you interfere with your brain functioning. You also need to cut down on processed foods because they have a lot of hydrogenated fats, the saturated fats, which are not good for your body and for your physiological functions. So when you avoid those things, then your brain will be as healthy as it is required to be. In summary, you need to ensure that you keep hydrated, take a lot of water, take good amount of polyunsaturated fatty acids, the omega-3 fatty acids, especially found in oily fish. Yeah. Also take foods that are rich in antioxidants because antioxidants are good in eliminating the free radicals from your brain, the dark fruits and vegetables, the dark chocolate. Take foods that are rich in micronutrients, which includes both vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin A, vitamin D. Take probiotics, the good bacteria majorly found in yogurts, but go for natural yogurts. Don't forget about the don'ts. Cut down on sugar, cut down on processed foods. Don't take alcohol, don't smoke, don't take marijuana. Yeah, because they kill your brain cells, they make your brain to look much older. Now that we've come to the end of the video, I hope that you've learned something. Thank you so much for keeping it here. And this is just the beginning of the brain care series. I started with brain foods. There are more to come, like mental health. So keep it here so that you get value from all the videos that I'm going to post on brain care series. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You can also like this video if you feel so. And don't forget to pause from now onwards on a daily basis to think about what you're doing to your brain to ensure that your brain serves you much better.